Welcome to Lisa's Daily Scoop, where we dive deep into the latest celeb tea and entertainment trend. I'm bringing you the freshest updates and insider stories every single day. Brooklyn and Nicola showed off their love at Christmas in matching red outfits, but neither looked particularly happy. At 30, Nicola appeared noticeably gaunt, with a thinner face and even a flat, shrunken-looking abdomen. As the new year approached, Beckham's eldest son spent time with his parents-in-law, yet he also wore a pained expression. Life has clearly been far from peaceful for the young couple. Brooklyn has blocked his own parents and the entire Beckham family on Instagram, turning himself into the most high-profile example of a son who marries out and cuts ties with his birth family. The Beckham household was still lively this year. Thankfully, there are plenty of children. At Victoria Beckham's parents' home, the fireplace was lined with Christmas stockings for all the grandchildren, and Brooklyn's stocking was still there. David and Victoria chose a Barbra Streisand song for their dance, with lyrics that sing, "We have nothing to apologize for." Meanwhile, Heartthrob danced with Harper, captioning the moment, "The best dad in the world." Brooklyn blocking his entire family reportedly stemmed from a bloody feud triggered by a single like from Victoria. It's said that Brooklyn wants his parents to apologize to Nicola, while Victoria has made her stance clear, there's nothing to apologize for. How did a mother and son end up at this point? According to sources quoted by the British media, Brooklyn believes his parents owe an apology because they, David and Victoria, targeted Nicola, caused so much pain and hurt, and then tried to rebuild the relationship through social media. The source added, if they want reconciliation, they need to apologize, acknowledge the pain they caused, and make changes to show it won't happen again. Every word Brooklyn said was explosive. In any part of the world, parents being pushed to apologize to their daughter-in-law would be devastating, let alone when it involves their most doted-on eldest son. The Beckhams clearly miss their firstborn deeply. David shared nostalgic photos from his early days on the football pitch, along with family pictures in which Brooklyn was absent. Victoria, too, has been watching closely. When Brooklyn posted a photo of a roast chicken, she immediately liked it. That single reportedly triggered a complete fallout, with Brooklyn and Nicola unfollowing the entire Beckham family. There's been speculation that David and Victoria unfollowed Brooklyn first, but their third son, Cruz, posted a clarification, "My parents would never unfollow their son. They woke up from a nap and found themselves blocked, and so did I." Even 14-year-old Harper, who had only been on Instagram for 3 months, wasn't spared. Sources say that Brooklyn and Nicola want peace and to be left alone. In their view, any concern shown on social media, comments, likes, or messages, is a form of manipulation, which is why they decided to block the entire family. But really, has Brooklyn been lacking in care and support? As a child, his father carried him through life without much complaint, and as he grew up, he was still lifted along the way. He enrolled in Parsons School of Design in New York to study photography, but dropped out in his first year. Thanks to his father's connections, he got into Arsenal Football Club, but couldn't handle the training and was kicked out. His mother opened doors in the fashion world, and he became a model, though, unfortunately, he wasn't beautiful. He then switched to photography, apprenticing under top photographer Rankin and even releasing a photo book, What I See, which sold 4,000 copies, largely thanks to the Beckham name. During the pandemic, he launched a cooking show, Cook with Brooklyn, where filming one episode involved 62 professionals and staff. The funny part? The cakes he baked himself were burnt and misshapen. There's no way he could have thought his skills alone would make a good show. So what exactly did Brooklyn feel his parents did to offend him? It all started at the wedding, when the bride, Nicola, was upstaged by her mother-in-law. During the speeches, guests cheered that Victoria was the most beautiful woman, and the spotlight shone on her. She then stood up and danced the first dance with her son. According to some magazine reports, all the guests watched as Nicola ran out of the room in tears. Afterwards, Nicola publicly threw shade, choosing a Valentino gown for her wedding because Victoria's studio couldn't meet her demands, essentially implying that the luxury family didn't value the mother-in-law's brand. Although there's tension between mother-in-law and daughter-in-law, the Beckham name is too valuable, so the two families maintained a facade of harmony. Brooklyn launched a high-end hot sauce, Cloud 23, priced at £15, even borrowing his father's Real Madrid jersey number 23, with the whole family publicly supporting him. The sudden, complete fallout, however, came down to one issue: money. According to the Sunday Times 2025 Rich List, David and Victoria Beckham have a combined net worth of £500 million. David's investment in the Miami Football Club is valued at $1.2 billion, his company earns £200 million annually, and his personal business contracts continue to thrive. Victoria's brand has posted double-digit growth for the fourth consecutive year, with sales exceeding £100 million, and industry analysts expect long-term profitability. With all that wealth, plus the Beckham family's intangible assets, they are hardly inferior to Nicola's family's fortune. Her family is a Jewish dynasty worth $1.8 billion, with 9 children, and Nicola is far sharper and more cunning than Brooklyn. British media reported that 2 years ago, the Beckham investment company, DB Ventures, sold part of the football club's shares to free up cash. Victoria suggested that Brooklyn sign a contract to formally cut ties with DB Ventures. She viewed it as a way to protect her son from fluctuations caused by the share sale, and industry insiders agreed that it wouldn't harm Brooklyn's interests. However, Brooklyn consulted lawyers from Nicola's family and interpreted it as his mother trying to get rid of him. In the end, he refused to sign. Brooklyn didn't have the financial knowledge to analyze the situation. So, who should he trust, his wife or his mother? He chose his wife. Brooklyn also fell out with his younger brother because of Romeo's girlfriend at the time, model Kim Turnbull, who was rumored to be Brooklyn's ex. Sources say Brooklyn wasn't acting out of jealousy, but believed that Turnbull's involvement with the Beckham family had ulterior motives, not for love, but for her own fame and benefit. However, his parents and brother ignored Brooklyn's concerns, leaving him feeling excluded. Nowadays, Brooklyn seems to weigh interests above all else, from inheritance battles to romantic matters. The biggest conflict arose over the 2025 real estate saga. Brooklyn, 26, and Nicola, 30, are not financially independent, yet their expenses are enormous. The couple once bought a $10.5 million Beverly Hills home on Coldwater Canyon as their wedding house, but just 8 months later, they sold it at a loss for $9.25 million. As a temporary solution, they moved into Nicola's mother's apartment, which has 3 separate bathrooms, but they still found it too small. Earlier this year, Nicola returned to Beverly Hills to buy a second luxury home for $16 million in the celebrity-favored Truesdale area. Unsatisfied with the Italian-style interior, she immediately spent $1 million on renovations and then hired Van Dusen, the designer who worked for Kim Kardashian, to redo it at an additional cost of $4 million. In total, they spent over $20 million and applied for a $13 million, 15-year mortgage. How could they possibly manage it? According to British media, Brooklyn had asked his parents for financial help, but the Beckhams refused. Sources reveal that the couple believes the family had already supported them with their first home and saw no need to fund the heiress's constant property upgrades, especially since they feared she might be leveraging the family name. This, they say, is why Brooklyn feels his parents were targeting Nicola. Brooklyn plans to follow in his father's footsteps and build his own personal brand empire. He founded a company called Peltz Beckham, launched a cooking show, and started an alcoholic beverage brand, Weesake. The couple's fashion profile has also skyrocketed. They've appeared multiple times in Vogue and signed with brands including Burberry, Pepe Jeans, Moncler, and Express. They also established a foundation, claiming to rescue stray dogs, even giving the dogs their own Instagram account. The Beckhams, however, have not been supportive, refusing to share posts about the dog foundation, which has left Brooklyn frustrated. Nicola filmed a new movie this year, Pretty Ugly, but the Beckham family remained completely unresponsive. British media analysis suggests that David Beckham, coming from a working-class background and building his success through hard work, doesn't want to be tied to his children's extravagant spending and entrepreneurial ventures. This year, Brooklyn and Nicola skipped David Beckham's 50th birthday celebration and didn't attend the knighthood ceremony, not even exchanging a word. When their parents liked posts on Instagram, Brooklyn blocked the entire family. His former tattoo read "Mom's boy," but now he has one of the bridal bouquet from Nicola's wedding. "Wife, you are my everything." Hard to imagine, isn't it? Even in high-profile marriages, the core often comes down to houses and money. David and Victoria are only in their 50s, yet family tensions are already approaching a full-blown inheritance battle over status and wealth. Parents' love for their children comes with long-term calculations, but how far should that calculation go? Or is it never enough?